Hello guys, welcome to TSO options. Now I'm gonna enter my ID, my 4114, then my password. So today we're gonna see how to create a PS file using TSO utilities option, and then after we're gonna create a job. From the job we can create a PS file. So let's go. Okay, to create PS file using TSO option. So here we're gonna see three option utilities. So in the option field we enter 3 and then enter. So here we're gonna use all these options to create manipulate datasets. So to allocate a dataset we're gonna give option 2 in the option field and then enter. So here we can see name. So here we can give the name for the dataset which we are gonna create. So I'm gonna give mylib.jcl.ps, and then in the option field, as we can see here, A for allocate new dataset and R for to rename entire dataset, D for delete. So now we're gonna give option A in the option field to allocate. So here we're gonna see management classes, storage class, volume, serial, all these types we can leave blank for a default values. So now come to space units. So in the space units we can give blocks, tracks, cycles, and kilobytes, megabytes. So for a JCL job thing we're gonna use only tracks mainly. So I'm gonna give trks tracks, and then here primary quantity to store the spaces, in the secondary quantity after primary quantity is filled, then it will allocate in the secondary quantity. And directory blocks for PS file we don't need to use direct block, so we can leave it as a blank or we can give it as a 0. And then here come to record format. So in the record format we have variable format, fixed format, fixed block, and variable block. For a JSL thing we use the maximum of fixed block, so for that I'm going to give FB. And then record length. So and then the block size should be the multiple of the record length. So I'm gonna use give 800 to the block size, so it will easily multiple with the record length. So and here we can see data set name type. So here for the PS file we can leave it as a blank. If it is another like PDS, HFC library, so for the things, so we have to mention in this dataset name type. So simply we can create by using TSO 3.2 option, utilities option, to create a PS file. I'm gonna enter. So here we can see dataset is allocated message at the top right of the top right corner. So to see this JCL.ps, we're gonna go to back and give 4 option to see the dlist. Dlist means dataset list. See, print or display list of the dataset names, print or display videos information. So you can see all the dataset list in the 4th option. So I'm gonna give 4. So here we're gonna give DS name level. That means we have to mention our ID. Sorry, I have to mention ID here. IG9114. So if you enter this name level here, then the DLS which have previously created or now created, or the system default names, all we're gonna see after entering. So see, as I enter the first level, primary level, so that's why these all are system defaults or previously defaults datasets are showing here. So now we're gonna enter into JCL mylib.jcl.ps by giving a E option here. So whenever we enter into this ps file, so in the command line give save command, so to save the data. So now we're gonna enter the job. We're gonna create a job to create ps file through the job. So first two columns, now gonna enter callers comment. So when I give callers, we can see the columns here. So as I given record length up to 80, so after 70 they're going to be 80. So I give I for insert. So first two columns should be identifier, and after that I have to mention my ID. So after mentioning this ID should be a 8 character. So now we see it is just a 6 character length. So I'm gonna add 2 extra characters, like any characters like AB or PG, something, any characters. So after this, one filler length from 12th column, I have to start our job statements, like first step should be the job, right? So that's why I'm giving job. So after 2 spaces, that means from the 16th column, a given positional, we have positional keyword parameters and keyword parameters. So I'm gonna start with a notify parameter. So as you all know, notify parameter is to notify the status of the job when it is submitted, and the class equal to a. So when I enter, it will come down, and then again by giving identifiers, I have to mention exec statement here. So this should be not enter like this, because they for this I have to give some name to this step, like step 001 or step 02 or anything, just a name to indicate the exec statement. So after that I have to mention program, like we have IFBR 14, which is dummy utility, which is used to allocate or delete a physical dataset or partition dataset, that is PDS. So I'm gonna use IFBR 14 utility and then enter. So after that we can see here we mentioned job and exec statement. After that we have to give DD statement. So DD, so this one also not leave space like this. For this also we have to mention some name. So I'm gonna give in DD1 as a name for a DD statement, and then here we gonna mention all DD parameters, that is DSN. Firstly, DSN indicates dataset name, so we're gonna give a name to create a PS file. So I'm giving my ID 14 dot I just give mylib dot JCL dot PS1. So after giving the name, so after we have to give comma to continue in the next line of the same parameters. That means in the DD statement we have so many parameters like DSN, DCB parameters, space units parameters, and dispersion parameters. So after DSN I'm gonna give dispersion parameters. So dispersion parameter is nothing but to indicate the status of the job, like in dispersion when we given like a new, say, catalog delete, so it will create a new data set which is with the name of I have mentioned here, like with my ID mylib.jsl.ps1. So when I mention dispersion parameters like this, new catalog delete, so it will catalog a new data set. What this delete means, if there is any abandoned error, it will delete this data set, and again we can submit the job, and it will create the this ps1 jsl.ps1 ps file newly. So after DSN we have to mention space units. So like in utility option 3.2 we have to mention space units. So the same thing we mention here, like for tracks units TRK, and within the tracks. So we're gonna create only PS file. We just mention primary unit and the secondary unit. We can give the value like 2, 2 and then close this bracket and then close this bracket for this, and again comma to continue the next parameter which is a DCB parameter. So DCB parameter is nothing but the we have record to inform the record format RECFM, which is fixed block, and LRECL logical record length which is 80 we all use, or we can give 90 also, 90 or 100, which is accordingly to the data we have to enter. We can give this logical record length. So I'm gonna give in 90. So block and then block size equal to, and block size should be the multiple of 90. So for easy understanding I'm gonna give in 900. So after this we're gonna close this bracket, then enter. So this is so after the job enter like this, gonna give save command to save all this job. So this is the simple job to create a PS file using JCL. So to highlight the JCL statement which we have job exec dd and these all commas, we can mention hi JCL in the command. So what it will do, it will highlight the job statement, exec statement, dd statement. So it will easy to indicate the JCL statements, and enter. See, so it is also helpful to indicate the commas where we miss sometimes. So now after this we're gonna submit, just give sub or submit command in the command line and then submit, enter. So entered. See, we can see here max is 0. That means our job is successfully submitted and this PS file is created successfully. Now we're gonna see in the D list by going back in the command line, refresh. So see, now we have PS file which will created by using TSO option 3.2 option utility, and then this PS1 is now we created by using JCL. I'm gonna enter by giving E. So this is the so this is the PS1 file. So this is the simple job JCL to create a PS file. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment down. Bye bye.